Namaste and welcome back. In the last video, we have seen the concepts of the cryptography, especially the properties of cryptography such as confidentiality, authentication, integrity, and non-repudiation concepts. So we have seen the description of those things and we have seen this symmetric key cryptography and the introduction to the asymmetric key cryptography, how these two cryptography techniques will ensure the confidentiality, authentication, and the non-repudiation, that is especially in the case of asymmetric key cryptography, have been seen. At the same time, we have concluded the last video with the importance of the elliptic curve cryptography in cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin and Ethereum. Okay. So there is a very popular symmetric key algorithm called RSA. Basically, this RSA is based upon the belief that factoring of prime numbers is difficult, but it has never been proven so far. These prime numbers are getting too large, and amount of research currently devoted to only prime factoring. So the upcoming quantum computing technology will make the RSA absolute overnight. So that is the reason conventional RSA algorithm is very famous, even though it is a very famous public key algorithm. However, elliptic curve cryptography, this is the public key algorithm, is widely used today as the security strength of, you look at here, we have seen previously that security strength can be achieved with the help of a large key length. Okay, key length will decide the security strength. So when in the RSA, whatever the security strength that you achieve using 3072 bit private key, that you can achieve only with the help of 256 bit private key in the elliptic curve cryptography. That means small key size and greater security. So that is the reason RSA will not be used. RSA is not a suitable algorithm for the blockchain applications. In many of the blockchain applications, elliptic curve cryptography is used. Okay, it means elliptic curve offers a greater security with a small key length, and thereby it will take low time or no time to perform the encryption and decryption algorithm. So that is the reason elliptic curve cryptography is a very famous public key algorithm that is used in even in Bitcoin, Ethereum, and many other applications. Okay. So this is the standard equation ZP of A comma B is equal to any elliptic curve equation. Elliptic curve equation in a standard form is defined like this: ZP comma of A comma B, that is equal to y square is equal to x cube plus ax plus b. Okay. Now what I will do is I won't mention what is this. Okay. I will say only I am going to consider an elliptic curve equation Z53 of 0 comma 8. What is the meaning of that? Prime number that I am going to consider is 53. A value is 0 and B is 8. Okay. In such a way, the equation will become like this: y square is equal to x cube. If I consider as ZP of 53 of 0 comma 8, that will become y square is equal to x cube plus ax means a means what? 0 into x plus b. B is what? 8. Modulo p means 53. And in this elliptic curves, two things will be there: singular curves and non-singular curves. We should always consider a non-singular curve. So in order to prove that a particular elliptic curve is a non-singular curve, then it has to satisfy the condition that 4aq plus 27b square not equal to 0. Okay, in the elliptic, whenever you consider the non-singular elliptic curve, there will be a point which will be at infinity also. So the theoretical concept may be confusing. What I will do is I will go to the links provided here. So this is the elliptic curve. Looks like this is the elliptic curve. Looks like. HTTP SEC. There are some. There are some standard. There are some standard elliptic curves were defined by some security groups, very famous security groups. We have to use those standard security curves. Standards for efficient cryptography group. This is SECG. This group has proposed a documentation for using the efficient elliptic curves. So SEC1 elliptic curve cryptography version 2.0. These are the drafts available here. In this drafts, they have mentioned what are the standard curve equations that you can take for generating the public key and private key pairs. See how these particular key pairs, how the elliptic curve looks like. We'll see that. Well, this is the elliptic curve equation. Y square is equal to x cube plus ax plus b. Okay, this is the elliptic curve equation. This is the quadratic equation, cubic equation. The elliptic curve will look like this. For this particular equation, is it visible? Y square is equal to x cube plus ax plus b. For this equation, this is the elliptic curve. So if you look at this elliptic curve, you minimize this and all. Where this particular curve is ending, you cannot know. You don't know this. Where this curve is ending. The curve will go like that only. Okay. So that is the reason, since you don't know where this particular curve will end, so we'll consider a special point called point at infinity. Okay. So we'll consider a special point called point at infinity, and whatever the keys that you will generate, especially public keys, are the points on this particular elliptic curve. Okay, we'll consider the points on the elliptic curve as the public key, and along the points that what we want to generate, okay, we should also consider another special point called point at infinity, because the curve will not meet anywhere in the entire axis. So the reason we have to take point at infinity. So these curves are called non-singular curves. Just now, as I told you, these are the curves are called non-singular curves. So whenever you take any equation like y square is equal to x cube plus ax plus b as a elliptic curve equation, then a and b must be chosen in such a way that the 4a cube plus 27b square should not be equal to 0. Then this particular equation, or whatever the equation you have considered, is said to be non-singular elliptic curve, so that you can have a full-fledged what you call point generations that is possible with this particular elliptic curve. This is what the introduction to the elliptic curve, and all the elliptic curves will form a group. This group G is closed under the addition. S is associative. These are the general group properties. What are the group properties are there? All the group properties that you have studied in cryptography will be applicable in this elliptic curve also. And it is also also a Abelian group, that is plus is also commutative, because if you do encryption using private key, so you should be in a position to decrypt using secret key. So that reason you should follow a group property. So that means whatever you do, any operation with the public key, and reverse operation in the private key, then you should get the original message. So that is the reason you should follow a group property like this. Now assume that now it will clear your doubt, that is how to generate the keys. Okay, please listen this slide carefully. Now I have considered an elliptic curve equation y square is equal to x cube plus x plus 6. So here what are the values of a and b? The curve equation must be y square is equal to x cube plus ax plus b, means a is 1 and b is 6. If you substitute a and b values in the non-singular equation, then it will not be equal to 0 because both are positive values. So it will not be equal to 0. So this particular curve, this particular equation is a valid elliptic curve equation which is of non-singular type. Now what I am doing is I am taking the equation over Z11, means 11 is the group size that I have considered. Why I have considered 11 as a group size? The reason is you have to consider this group size 11, this Z value, based upon the number of users in your system. Based upon the number of users in the system. Say for example, if my system will on an average there are around 1000 users will be there at any time, then you take the nearest prime number to the 1000, means after 1000 you take some prime number, you make it as the group size. Okay, so now here I want to know, I have around 10 users, so the reason I have taken 11 as the size. Okay, this is for simple understanding. So in order to satisfy the group property, you must use a modulo operation, so that you have to follow the modulo operation, that then only whatever the operation you make that will come under the group only. Whatever the resultant value will be there, that will become under the group. So here we are supposed to perform the modulo operation. Now x, you consider the x. Since we have taken the 11 as the size, you can go from 0 to 10, because 11 cannot be considered because you are going for the modulo operation. So the reason, what are the possible inputs that you can take for x value is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up to 10. Now substitute this x value in the right hand side, RHS value. So 0 cube 0 plus 0 plus 6. 6 modulo 11. What is the value 6 modulo 11? Is 6. Now 1 is there. You substitute 1 value in the right hand side equation. 1 cube plus 1 plus 6. So 6 plus 1 plus 1, 8. 8 modulo 11 is 8 only. Next is you take 2. 2 cube plus 2 plus 6. 2 cube is 8 plus 2, 10 plus 6, 16. 16 modulo 11. 16 modulo 11 means you will get rounded. Okay, it will fall under the same group of 0 to 11, 0 to 10. So you will get 5 here. Like that, you substitute every value of x on the right hand side equation, where x equation, this belongs to x equation, then you will get these values. Next, do the same thing for y also. Do the same thing for y also. Initialize y is equal to 0. So 0 square is 0. 0 modulo 11, 0. Substitute y, 1 for y, 1 square, 1 modulo 11 is 1. So like that, you substitute all the values. Now for the value 4 to the y is equal to 4. 4 square 16. 16 modulo 11 is 5. So it is matching the right hand side. Okay, it is matching the right hand side for the value 4 on y. Next, for the value 7 on y, 7 square 49. 49 modulo 11, that means 11 4s are 44. 49 minus 44 is 5. Again it matched. Like that, when y is 5 and 6, it is matching with the x is equal to 3. Okay, the result value is matching with the 3 because the LHS should be equal to RHS, right? So both the things should be verified. In the same way, 2 comma 9, for the 2 comma 9 values of y, it is matching with the result value 4 for x is equal to 5. Next, y is equal to 2 comma 9 is giving you the resultant 4 for where x is equal to 7 got this particular value. Like that, we have the pairs 3 comma 8 and 2 comma 9. Now, the possible curves, possible points that to be generated on this elliptic curve equation is x comma y values to be selected on the curve. So whenever you select the x comma y value, for x is equal to 2 and for y is equal to 4, you got this equation satisfied. Equation satisfied. So the first pair is 2 comma 4, next pair is 2 comma 7, next pair is 3 comma 5, next pair is 3 comma 6, next pair is 5 comma 2, 5 comma 9, 7 comma 2, 7 comma 9, 8 comma 3 and 8 comma 8, 10 comma 2, 10 comma 9, and after having all these points, one point is left over. What is that point? Point at infinity, because the curve will not touch anywhere in the axis. So that reason we have to consider point at infinity. Now you look at how many points you got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So these 12 points will be used as public keys. Okay, these 12 points along with the point at infinity will be used as the public keys. But point at infinity will not be supplied to any user, but only the points that are generated, these 12 points will be given to the users. Since I have only 10 users, I have 12 points generated, and these points will be given as the public key. Please remember, these points will be given as the public key. Okay. So now I hope by this time you come to know how the public key will be generated in the elliptic curve. Now these are the public keys that are generated, which are considered to be points on the elliptic curve. So this elliptic curve equation, elliptic curve cryptography will give you a freedom that you can choose the private key whatever you want. Okay, you can choose whatever the private key you want, but the public keys will be generated over here. Okay, so always public keys are known to anyone, but the private keys are known to only the individual. So elliptic curve cryptography has given a freedom to you to choose whatever the key you want, and you keep it as secret. Okay. Next, in the next slides, I will explain how the whatever the key you want you can select and how the encryption and decryption will happen. There is a procedure, we have to follow that. Okay. So far, you come to know how the public keys will be generated. So what the Bitcoin uses, the famous Bitcoin, Ethereum, and many other cryptocurrencies uses specification 256K1 elliptic curve equation that is defined as ZP of 0, 7, okay, is equal to 0, 7 means A is 0 and B is 7. Y square is equal to x cube plus 7 because A is 0, no? So that is the reason AX part is not there, x cube plus 7 mod P. Previously, I have considered P as 11, right? Prime number as 11. For our understanding, I have taken 11. But what the prime number suggested by this specification 256K1 elliptic curve equation, P is equal to 2 power 256. This is power, okay. This is not 2256. This is 2 power 256, 2 power 32, 2 power 9, minus 2 power 8, minus 2 power 7, minus 2 power 6, minus 2 power 4, minus 1. In hexadecimal form, this prime number is like this, f, like this up to C24. Our equivalent prime number is like this, P is equal to this one. Okay. So by considering this prime number, doing this modulo operation by hand is very difficult. So that is the reason what I have taken is I have taken a simple equation with a group prime number size as P11, and I have explained how to generate the keys. Okay, and this specification 256K1 elliptic curve will look like this. So the elliptic curve public keys will be generated like this, and private key, that is your wish. Whatever the key you want to take, you can take it, and it has the properties like point addition and point doubling. Point addition and point doubling are the two properties that are uh, available in the elliptic curve cryptography, so that you will achieve the what you call encryption and decryption concepts of using this point addition and point doubling. You can generate many number of keys using this point addition and point doubling. Say for example, I am having p and q values. P and q are the points that are generated previously. These are the points. Say for example, p is 2 comma 4 and q is 2 comma 7. Now let p and q are the two given points on the elliptic curve. The point r is equal to p plus q. How it will be generated? Consider the points p and q on the elliptic curve. This p may be residing here and q may be residing here. Assume like that. P may be residing here and q may be residing here. Okay, then what you do is you will draw a straight line between p and q. Okay, and wherever this particular p and q point will collide on the curve, okay, have met on the curve. Say for example, this is the point. So for this point will be solved. This point's mirror image will be considered as the r value. R is equal to p plus q. Okay, so this is what is called point addition. Thereby, what will happen? If you have 2 points, you can generate another point, means another key. Okay, like that you can generate. For example, I want to generate another. I want to generate the addition of p and r. What I will do is, I can draw a straight line between. What I will do is, I will draw a straight line between p and r. Wherever this p and r will meet, here I will define a point. This point's mirror image, this one, whatever the point you will get here, that will be the addition of p and r. Like that, you can generate any number of points on the curve line, because number of points on a line is infinity. You can generate any number of points like that. Okay, so this is the way you can generate any number of keys you want, right? That means if you have two different points, you can generate like this. But if you have a single point, how you can generate multiple points? That is called point doubling. Another technique of point addition is in elliptic curve cryptography is instead of adding two arbitrary points, one may choose a base point on the curve and may add the same point again and again to get the new points. So what they will do is here a line will be drawn over the point that you supplied to you. Okay, let P be the base point on the curve. This is the base point on the curve, and the line may touch, this particular curve may touch any one point on the curve, and solve this point, and it's take the mirror image of this. So you will get P plus P is equal to 2 into P. So this is the way you can generate any number of points, if provided if you have given a 1 point. Now what I will do is, I am having 10 users in my system. I will supply 1 point to each and every user. What they will do is they can generate any number of points as they want. How they can do is 2 comma 4 will be doubled like any number of times, so that they will get multiple points. 1 point is equal to 1 key. Like that they can have multiple keys. So for example, if you have alpha is equal to 2 comma 7, then 2 alpha is equal to 5 comma 2, 3 alpha is equal to 8 comma 3. So how you got it and all that I will explain afterwards. So like this, you can generate any number of points that you want. Okay. So these are the three cases need to be considered. If you consider 2 points p comma q that are belong to the set of points that is generated, where p is equal to x1 comma y1 and q is equal to x2 comma y2, we must consider three cases. For point addition, you must consider three cases: whether x1 and x2 are not equal or not. First case. Second case is x1 is equal to x2 and y1 is equal to minus y2. Third case is x1 is equal to x2 and y1 is equal to y2. When you will get this case, x1 is equal to x2 and y1 is equal to y2, when you will get this case? You will get this case in the point doubling, because same point is doubled. So same x1, same x2. Okay, same y1, same y2. Right? So whenever x1 is not equal to x2, this is the way you are supposed to form the x3. This is the formula. Okay, you are supposed to apply this formula, the slope equation, and you are supposed to apply this, and you need to get the x3 value. Next one is if x1 is equal to x2, y1 is equal to minus y2, then when the y1 is equal to minus y2, then x comma y plus x comma minus y is equal to O, the point at infinity. That means in the case 2, you cannot solve the points or you cannot add the 2 points if the y1 is equal to minus y2. So whenever y1 is equal to minus y2, the resultant point that you will get is point at infinity. Where in case of case 3, this is point doubling case. x1 comma y1 plus x2 comma y2 is equal to x3 comma y3. Then x3 is equal to, this is the slope equation, lambda is equal to slope equation that need to be considered here. And x3 and y3 values are like this. You have to substitute this point equation and need to slope equation, and you need to compute the x3 and y3 values. x1 is equal to x2 and y1 is equal to y2. This is the case when you will get the point doubling. So for point doubling, you need to draw the slope like this, and this slope value will be first computed with the used for the computing of x3. Then this x3 will be used to compute the y3. So this is the way how the thing will be done, and all these things will be moduloed with the prime number that you have considered. Okay, then only this will happen. So for this, you must be aware of inverse modulo concept to do this. Okay. So now how the encryption will be done? Encryption rule will be like this. Suppose let alpha is equal to 2 comma 7. This is the public key given to you, and elliptic curve cryptography has given the freedom of choosing the private key whatever you want. Now assume that I have chosen the private key as 7. You choose whatever the private key you want, no problem. Then beta is equal to 7 alpha. 7 alpha means alpha plus alpha plus alpha plus alpha plus, like that 7 times. Okay. So then beta is equal to 7 alpha, that is 7 comma 2. Now this 7 comma 2 is your private key. Okay. 7 comma 2 is the private key. For example, you have chosen the private key as 53. Now what you do is beta is equal to 53 comma alpha. So now you are supposed to compute alpha plus alpha plus alpha plus up to 53. 53 times. So whatever the resultant value you will get, that is the value here. Is it clear? Whatever the points generated previously, are the public keys. And ECC has given the provision to choose the whatever the private key you want. Okay. And we have seen the point addition and point doubling. Now I am asking you to choose whatever the private key you want. Say for example, you might have chosen the private key as 53, and I have supplied you public key as 2 comma 7. Now what is your private key? 53 alpha. Okay. So 53 alpha means beta is equal to 53 alpha. That means alpha plus alpha plus alpha up to 53 times. whatever the value you will get, that is the private key. Okay, so previously we have seen the manual calculation, but there exist specialized packages available for all the programming languages. It may be for Python or for the Java or something. There are some specialized packages available. Just you import the packages and do whatever the operation you want. Okay, don't get confused. Don't get trouble with the manual calculations. No manual calculations are there. Only to know, okay, to know how the calculation works. I have taken very simple example, simple curve equation, and I have shown there. Now encryption will be done like this. Encryption of x comma k is equal to k of alpha, that is key of alpha, comma x plus k of beta. So encryption of ek of x comma k is equal to, now this is the encryption procedure. This is the standard encryption procedure which is used in the elliptic curve equation, elliptic curve cryptography. Now key of 2 comma 7. What is 2 comma 7? This is the public key. X plus x is the message. What is the message you want to give? Okay, x is the message that what you want to send. X is the message plus k comma k of 7 comma 2. What is the 7 comma 2? This is the private key. So that you are encrypting, so that you will get a point equation, point again after computing this. And decryption will be done like this. Decryption is decryption of y1 comma y2 is equal to y2 minus k private. Okay, that is because the message you got it. So k private comma y1. So here in this case, since you have chosen the private key as 7, y2 minus 7 y1. So this is the base of L-Gamal scheme of elliptic curve encryption. So assume that suppose Alice wants to send a message to Bob. The plain text is x is equal to 10 comma 9. Means whatever the message plain text is there, that should be converted into the point again. Okay, I'm not discussing how to convert the plain text to point and all, because nowadays libraries are used by every programmer. It is very easy. Simply put the message in that, automatically you will get the point whenever you know the curve equation. Which is a point on E. Choose a random value for k. K is equal to 3. That is the k is equal to 3 is the value of private value. Now calculate y1 comma y2. Y1 is equal to 3 into 2 comma 7. That is 8 comma 3. Y2 is equal to 10 comma 9 plus 3. Okay, what is the 3? 10 comma 9 is the what is the message that you want to send, plus 3 into 7 comma 2. So it will get 10. You will get 10 comma 2. So Alice will transmit 8 comma 3 y1 and 10 comma 2 value. At the decryption side, Bob receives 8 comma 3, 10 comma 2. X is equal to 10 comma 2 minus 7. The key you know it. 7 into 8 comma 3. Then you will get this 10 comma 2 minus 3 comma 5. So whenever you say minus, what it will become is, since minus means mirror image, what you will get is 10 comma 2 plus mirror image means you are supposed to take the modulo of 5, that is round to the 5. 11 minus 5 is 6. So you will get 6 here, because this particular curve equation was defined by over Z11. Previously we have seen, right? Z11. So 11 minus 5 is 6. So 10 plus 2 comma 10 comma 2 plus 3 comma 6, you will get 10 comma 9, which is the plain text that was sent that the Alice want to send. So this is the way encryption will be done. So private key you can choose whatever you want. Just you multiply with the public key that you have selected, and you can do it. You can go for encryption and decryption. At the same time, you can also change the public keys frequently, because you can do the point doubling. You will get new public key, and the new public key can be distributed over the network, so that a key management, that is key refreshment, will take in place. So these are the other standard elliptic curves equations mentioned by the NSA. These are the various other curves. That is P192 curve. Now, how the address will be generated? In Bitcoin, Ethereum and all, addresses will be generated, right? How these addresses are generated means, address of a cryptocurrency can be generated as follows. Choose a standard elliptic curve equation. What is the standard elliptic curve equation for the Bitcoin and Ethereum? Specification 256 K1 elliptic curve. Choose the standard elliptic curve equation. Choose a private key, whatever you want. Keep the private key secret. Now what you do is compute the public key using the private key. Okay. So you can compute a public key using the private key. Now what the public key will be done is public key is hashed. Okay, public key is hashed, means you are going to send this public key into a cryptographic hash function, especially like SHA-256. Okay, then you will get the 256 bit message digest, which is what the address of your Bitcoin. So you will get the message like this. Usually in the Bitcoin, transfer 5 Bitcoins from, see, this is the address. Okay, what is this address? You don't know what is this address. This is the hash of your public key. Okay, hash of your public key is your address. 2, hash of the public key of some other person. Thereby it achieves the anonymity property. That means you don't know who is sending to whom. Okay, thereby it will achieve the privacy and a security in the transfer of the funds from one person to other person. So I hope by this time you come to know how the elliptic curve equations are used for generating the public key and private keys, and at the same time generating the addresses of the Bitcoin and Ethereum.